Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 21st, the first day of summer, also known as the summer solstice. What a better way to celebrate than to propagate some new African violet plants. And I will be showing you how to do that in just a few minutes. Propagating African violet plants, or making new plants, requires just a few things. The first, of course, is a healthy African violet plant. And this one here I grew from leaf cuttings that I bought online, and the variety is called Maine. M-A-I-N-E, which is appropriate because that's the state I live in. As you can see, this plant has produced some large, perfectly healthy leaves, and that's what we'll be using to start new plants. And then beyond that, all you need are a couple of pots. Here I'm going to be using a small glass pot that I was given as a gift last year, or you can use a peat pot, which can then be transplanted into a larger pot once the leaf takes hold. Some soil, something to put the soil into the pots with, a clean paper towel to lay the cuttings on, and a pair of clean, dry scissors. And that's it. We're ready to start propagating new plants. First, I'll prepare my pot. As you can see, this pot has a hole in the bottom. I want that for water drainage, but I don't want the soil to fall out when I fill it. So I've cut a small section out of the bottom of a peat pot, and I'll put that in the bottom of the pot to catch the soil, but it will still let water flow through. I'll fill the pot with potting soil. Up to about the 3/4 mark. And I'll leave it fluffy because I'll want to poke a couple of holes in there for the stems. I don't want that little piece. For the stems of the violets. I'm going to choose 2 large, healthy leaves with long stems. This is a good one here. So I will cut the stem about 1.5 inches from the bottom of the leaf and make a clean diagonal cut. Put that on my paper towel. And let's see. Let's find another one. This also helps the plant because it removes extra leaves and returns some of the energy in those leaves to the plant. And I found another good one right here. And again, about 1.5 inches from the bottom of the leaf, and make a nice clean cut with the scissors. As you can see, I have filled the pot almost to the top. And I've cut 2 leaves off the plant. Now it's time to put them in the soil. You can use your finger, your little pinky finger, a pencil, or any kind of narrow, round object. I like to use the end of my little miniature garden spade here to poke 2 holes about 1.5 inches deep into the soil. That's why it's important to leave the soil fluffy and not pack it down, because you want to make a nice clean hole that's a little bit larger than the stems. Now we're ready to put our leaves in. Just hold the leaf by the center closest to the stem to get some stability, and place it in the hole until it reaches the bottom. Do the same with the other leaf, leaving plenty of space in the middle, because that's where the new plants will sprout. Bring the soil with your finger up to the base of the leaf, and then you can tamp it down a little, but not too much. If you see that some of the stem is showing, feel free to add more potting soil, just so that it reaches the bottom of the leaf. I added a little more soil, and I'll tamp it down with the handle of my little spade. Doesn't matter if you get some soil on the leaves, that's fine. And this is what it should look like. Add a little bit of water gently, because the water will cause the soil to compact a little bit more. And that's it. You'll want to place these cuttings in indirect light. You don't want direct sunlight, because that could burn the leaves and will overheat the soil. And keep an eye on the soil. If it dries out, just gently add a little bit more water. If you have a spray bottle, that's even better, because that doesn't disturb the soil and you can keep the leaves clean at the same time. And there you have it. Now you can buy plant rooting medium online or in any good gardening center that you would dip the stems of the leaves in, and that would speed up rooting, but it's not necessary. If you're patient, within a month, sometimes 2, depending on the conditions, you should see a very tiny African violet plant emerge at the base of the leaves, and it's always very exciting. And when that happens to these 2, I will let you know. It may only happen to 1. Plants can sometimes be temperamental, but we've done the best we could with these, and now we'll just let nature take its course. Thanks for watching. And I hope you try this yourself if you have an African violet plant. Because basically, if you have 1 plant, you can make as many more plants as you have leaves. Blessings to all. Have a happy summer solstice day.